Hello, welcome back. How are you doing today? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. You didn't, I know. Anyway, today I am covering Halsey, SUGA, Lilith. It's the Diablo 4 Anthem, which I think Diablo 4 just recently dropped. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played Diablo. I think I played it once, and yeah, that was about it. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Let's get into this.
The more that you have, the more that they take. Well, I'm perfection when it comes to indiscretion. I fuck around and just succumb to my aggression. I taste blood and it's turned to an obsession. Baby, I'm confessing, yeah. You got me thinking that I was too mean. Well, everything that I say, I believe. Tuck a knife with my heart up my sleeve and change like a season. Reason for nothing, I am disruptive. I've been corrupted, and by now I don't need a fucking introduction. I've been gone, cause I've been on this road too long. You know I get too caught up in the moment. I can't call it love if I show it. I just fuck things up if you notice. Have you noticed? Tell me, have you noticed? I get too caught up in the moment.
Okay, what I find very interesting about this is that because if it's supposed to be the anthem or the theme for Diablo, it's supposed to sort of exemplify or sort of represent what Diablo 4 is supposed to be about, sort of. And so I think it's very interesting. You go through lyrics like, well, I'm perfection when it comes to indiscretion. Might fuck around and just succumb to my aggression. Stuff like that. It's like it's laying the groundwork. It's setting the imagery for who I'm supposing Lilith, who I'm guessing is the main villain of Diablo 4, is supposed to be, and outlining the mind frame of this of Lilith, which is basically like you're saying I'm perfection when it comes to indiscretion. Like when it comes to doing unsavory things, doing the I don't want to say unholy, but the less than savory. I'm perfect when it comes to indiscretions because indiscretions are little side dealings, and I might succumb to my aggression. So it's like I'm perfect at you know dealing with the thing of being around the things that others don't like to deal with, and if I'm not careful, then I might just give in to my emotions, to the anger that's underneath me, which also goes into I taste blood and it turns into an obsession. Like all these things detail her mind frame and where she's coming from. Like like now I might succumb to my aggression. It's kind of leading me down this path of I'm great when it comes to indiscretions, but I might give into my own aggression and my own violence if I'm not careful. I taste blood. Basically, now that I've kind of given in, I don't really want to stop, and it's all I think about now. And the temptation is way too strong. Baby, I'm confessing. You got me thinking that I was too mean. But everything that I say, I believe. Tuck a knife with my heart up my sleeve. I do like that line. Tuck a knife with my heart up my sleeve. Because a lot of people when they say you wear your heart on your sleeve, that expression of my emotions are out and bare and open, along with basically your intentions if you're wearing your emotions on your sleeve. And so when she's saying tuck a knife with my heart up my sleeve, basically she's not wearing her heart on her sleeve, she's wearing her heart underneath her sleeve, hiding her intentions, hiding her motives, keeping her emotions secret from you, along with the knife she plans to stab you with. So by doing so, she's also keeping her underlying intentions, which are more than likely sinister, very close to the chest, so you can't comprehend or see them. I'm kind of jumping around here, but anyway. And change like a season, reasons for nothing. I am disruptive. I've been corrupted. Basically, at this point, she's like, I am. She's a chaotic force. She's been altered by giving into her temptation. Giving into her temptation has led her to the taste for it. Now she can't get past it, and now she's ultimately corrupted due to being unwilling or unable to resist temptation. Because I've been on this road too long, you know, I get too caught up in the moment. And basically, like, you know, she's gone too far down her path to actually be able to ever come back. Anyway, let's get going.
I get too caught up in the moment. I can't call it love if I show it. I just fuck things up if you notice. Have you noticed? Tell me, have you noticed? I get too caught up in the moment. I can't fall in love if I show it. I just fuck things up if you.
I think that's an interesting line when she says, I can't... Let's go back a little bit. When she says, I can't fall in love if I show it. That's very interesting because, you know, she's basically saying, if I don't admit that it's true, then you can't say that it's happening, and I don't have to admit it to myself. So if I'm not acting like I'm in love, then it's not possible for me to fall in love, which means there's like a hint of denial in there and delusion. Like, if I lie to myself, like tell myself, or if I act like I don't feel these things, then I can deny that those feelings even exist. And then, you know, it's kind of a non sequitur, but I gotta just fuck things up if you notice, you know, basically. And if you notice, all I do is bring chaos and destruction everywhere I go. Anyway.
If I show it, I just fuck things up if you notice. Have you noticed? Tell me, have you noticed? I got a problem doing things I'm not supposed to, but you did anything I told you. Cause you let anybody with a body control you, and you know me too. You got me feeling like I've been too mean, and everything that I say I believe. Tuck a knife with my heart up my sleeve, and fuck like a demon, do it like nothing.
What I find very interesting also is the idea of she's making it very clear from the first verse and the beginning of the second verse that she has a problem with authority and doing what she's told, but she's also outlining how she takes advantage of this other person who succumbs to her every whim, basically because he thinks she's attractive. Like, you think I'm hot, and because I'm hot, you will bend over backwards for me, but you're weak because you'll do that for anybody with a hot body. And I just happen to be the one here taking advantage of it. And you have me sometimes thinking that I'm being too mean because I use you for my own means and you allow it to happen. But I would never allow such a thing to happen to me, which also highlights that there's a bit of hypocrisy and an awareness of that hypocrisy, but also a lack of concern about that hypocrisy because she's just going to keep doing it anyway.
I am disgusted, I've been corrupted, and by now I don't need no help to be destructive. I've been gone, yeah, I've been on this road too long.
I know you get too caught up in a moment. You can call it love if you show it. We just fuck things up, yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I noticed, hear me, yeah, I noticed. Step back of the moment that's been trapping you in all this negativity of hate and insanity. Don't dwell on the past, it's time to make a change. Look around, believe in what you see, I have returned to hell.
I get too caught up in.
Now I would say that his verse, without getting into too many specifics, but just a general impression of his verse is him basically trying to bring her back from the brink. Like, saying, like, I know you say you're all these things, but there's an opportunity for you to redeem yourself, to change, which I'm guessing by the end of the song, she is going to throw that option into the garbage. Because at this point, I don't think, you know, she doesn't want to be redeemed. She doesn't want to be saved. She wants to bathe in temptation and desire and live in her id, so to speak. And that's what that video kind of highlights as she sheds her robes, walking into this church, revealing herself for what she is, and then it slowly changes her into something far less human.
In a moment, I can't call it love if I show it. I just fuck things up if you notice. Have you noticed? Tell me, have you noticed? I get too caught up in the moment. I can't fall in love cause I'm focused. I just fuck
interesting when she says the more that you have, the more that you give away, which transforms into the more that you have, the more they take. I take that as if you look at within the theme, the theme of the song, like the more you have, the more you give away. Essentially, take it as like the more that you have gained, the more that you've gained, the more that you have attained, the more you had to sacrifice in order to get it. Sacrifice people, maybe even parts of yourself, maybe even your own principles. And so let's use, for example, like gaining power. The more power you gain, the more things you had to sacrifice and give up for that power. And then it also turns into the more that you have, the more that they take. Which can be that now that you have all these things, power, money, material, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that you have, the more others are going to try to strip that away from you. Like you had to give up everything to get it, and then now that you have it, others are going to try desperately to make sure that you lose it. Alright, well that was Halsey and SUGA with Lilith, the Diablo 4 anthem, and you know, I say that it definitely gives you a good feel for like who Lilith is. I'm guessing is the villain in the game. I think I've seen the trailers. She's the lady with the horns, I believe. And wait, is this gonna keep going? Oh yeah, see, and there you go. She has turned into the demon. Anyway, so I think it does a good job of highlighting the mind frame, the mentality, the perspective of Lilith. I think it does that very well and kind of shows you like how essentially she knows that she's corrupted and she knows that she's fallen, but she also doesn't care. She knows that she's given up things to become what she is, but she's also willing to accept those sacrifices as reasonable or as, you know, being fine because she got to attain what it is that she wanted. Anyway, let me know what you think. You agree, disagree? Do you like this song? I don't know. Share your thoughts with me. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Peace.